Hey everybody, David here, and today I want to talk about this Venom movie that came out this weekend. This is a movie that, is supposed to start an all new universe for Sony. I like to call it the Spider-Man less universe because Spider-Man is not in this universe. Venom is the one kicking it off, and Sony has all these plans with Silver and Black and Morbius coming out that are supposed to all connect to one another. And man, if this is the first one in, it's not looking so good. Now, that's not to say that this is a terrible movie, but it's not a good movie. So either. Let's get right into this. A lot of the characters in this movie are really bland and very forgettable, unfortunately. Right in the beginning of this movie, I was not invested in any of these characters. I wasn't invested in this romance that they were trying to get between Tom Hardy and Michelle Williams. Riz Ahmed, who plays the villain, the main villain of this story, is very boring. That's what I have to say on that. What you will get with this movie that I think a lot of people will take away from it, which maybe comes about maybe half an hour into the film, maybe 40 minutes into the film, is the relationship between Eddie Brock and the symbiote. I think once the symbiote and Eddie Brock interact with one another, that's where the movie starts to become a little bit more enjoyable, and I get a little bit more invested in. Because I did really love the back and forth between those two characters. Unfortunately, like I said in the beginning, it takes a while for that to actually happen. And other than that, there really isn't much going for the movie. I will say I thought the special effects were all right. I really did like them at the very end, the final battle. There was some really cool visuals with these two symbiotes battling at the end. I don't want to spoil too much, but there's some comic-like images that you will see, I think, at the very end there with the two symbiotes battling. I actually did really like a lot of that at the end, but I felt everything other than the symbiote and Eddie Brock, their interaction, other than that, really the movie is nothing. I really do feel it's a waste. A lot of people have been saying that this movie is like the Catwoman of today. I disagree. I don't think it's that bad. I think Catwoman is unwatchable. It is such a disgusting movie that people think it's art, and it's not. Catwoman is just really, really bad. Not just because they take the core essentials away from Catwoman, but it just feels like something that slaps what the character should be away and spits on it. This feels like they were trying to make it work. And I don't want to say it was because Spider-Man wasn't in it, but I am going to say it's because Spider-Man wasn't in it, because Spider-Man is a huge factor into Venom's origin, whether some people like to admit it or not. I think most people will admit it. Most people that love the character of Venom, that know the comics and other versions of this character, Spider-Man is always closely tied into him. And you can feel that, and I think that was the problem mostly in the beginning. I don't think Venom's love life is what people care about. I think we'd like to see how he's integrated more into Spider-Man's life, how the symbiote gets attracted to Spider-Man and takes him over for a while as the first host, and then latches on to Eddie Brock later on, realizing how much Eddie and the symbiote need each other. And they did get that angle, but I did feel the Spider-Man angle was missing, mostly in the beginning of this film, that should have been there. Unfortunately, this Marvel Sony deal, who knows? I wish there was a way to integrate Venom into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but hey, it's already showing that's one of the small little factors that are hurting this film. A lot of it also has to do with the writing in this movie. The writing is, there are some scenes in this film that I don't want to say hurts your brain, but like you will ponder. Like I don't know how to explain it, but there are some very bad scenes in this movie. Sometimes it does make no sense. Sometimes plot holes. The editing wasn't so great either. I'm gonna say that. Other than that, guys, look, this movie. If you're going in there for Venom and Eddie Brock, Tom Hardy, maybe you'll be pleased. If you're going there for a really good movie, how people think of superhero movies today and want to gain from them, this is not it. And it might disappoint. This is my least favorite Spider-Man related film. I'm still going to count it as a Spider-Man related film because Venom is a Spider-Man character. And it is my least favorite film. I think I enjoy Spider-Man 3 and Amazing Spider-Man 2 more than Venom. And there was potential, I think, in here for something better. But unfortunately, I don't know. It just didn't work for me. So, look, if you guys want to go and experience this movie, go for it and experience it for yourself. Everybody's having a different opinion on this film. Some people are liking it. Some people are not loving it. I'm in the majority that's a little mixed about it. I am giving this movie a 6 out of 10. I think it's okay. I mean, I wouldn't miss it if I never see it again. But maybe if I did stumble upon it on Netflix or something, who knows? Maybe I'll have it in the background going on, and that's about it. So with that being said, I hope you guys liked this video. I hope it was useful to you in your decision on going to see Venom. And look, don't let me affect it. If you were planning on seeing it, don't let me affect you by stopping you from seeing it. I think people should go out and make their own decisions. I don't think people should always use reviews as a way to decide to stop you from seeing a movie you're really looking forward to, because everyone's tastes are different. We're all going to view something in a different way. So go for it. If you want to see Venom, go see it. If you don't, well, you got my review telling you your instincts are probably correct. With that being said, like this video, please subscribe to my channel, and until next time, everybody, take care.